A first listen and analysis of The End by The Doors. Lead singer Jim Morrison initially wrote the lyrics to this track about his old girlfriend Mary, but it evolved over time through performances at the famous Whiskey A Go Go Club, which the Doors used to frequent often. This is a near 12-minute track that was a part of the self-titled debut album released in 1967. This song was also famously used in the film Apocalypse Now in the beginning credit scene, which is absolutely fantastic use of the song. That's actually where I first heard the initial snippet of the song that they used. It's of course a brilliant masterpiece of a film. I think it suited the film very well. I can't wait to get into this track because long songs like this are fantastic for lyrical breakdowns, particularly with a band like the Doors who have this brilliant cinematic vibe to them and these awesome ambiguous lyrics that are part of all of their music. If you do end up enjoying this video, then hit me with a like, perhaps share it with a friend, and if you like breakdowns and content just like this, I have daily music videos just like this one on this channel, so subscribe and join our growing community. Here we go. This is The End by The Doors. Spooky, mysterious, listen to that atmosphere, man. Already, we're like 20 seconds in. We're about to have a movie unfold in front of us.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend. The end
Goosebumps.
of our elaborate plans. The end of everything that stands. The end, no safety or surprise. The end, I'll never look into your eyes again.
Okay, so let's start with the music, right? What they're doing musically to create this unbelievably cinematic atmosphere is masterful, if you ask me. The certain decisions, the pacing of the track, firstly, it's a very slow pace. It's clearly building towards something. It's using like tambourines in the background, all these kind of strange noises, strange mystical atmosphere that's being built up. Very spooky almost imagery that conjures in your mind, you know. I kind of see like a dark corridor with a light at the end of it, perhaps representing the end. So what I think is going to be interesting is as the story unfolds, as the music unfolds, to understand what perspective Jim Morrison is writing from. I'm very curious to see, because generally I always think that he takes the position of almost the voice of God, if you will, in a lot of his writing. So let's see how this thing unfolds. I'll back this up 5 seconds and go again.
Your eyes again. Can you picture what will be so limitless and free? Desperately in need of some stranger's hand in a desperate land.
Great verse. Turn it up. Wow. Those drums hit me in the chest. Okay, it's very, very clear for me to see why Francis Ford Coppola chose this track to be in Apocalypse Now. It has a very sort of Eastern mysticism about it. The way that the guitars are being picked, the tune or the tone of it as well. It sounds very mystical, Eastern almost. And I mean, what I think he is trying to portray in this, what I believe his perspective is at the moment, let's see how it changes, is he seems to be consoling a person almost, consoling a person who is about to die. Now, in Riders in the Storm, he took the part of a sociopath, a psychopath, a killer, serial killer. Is he doing that again here? Because he seems to be telling a person, how I imagine it, telling a person who is about to kill that it's not going to be so bad. He's convincing them. Can you picture what will be so limitless and free? Meaning death is about to embrace you and you will become the infinite again, desperately in need of some stranger's hand in a desperate land. It's like he's talking to his victim. Like, you need some help right now and you don't even know. Like, he's like standing over someone who's sleeping, who he's about to kill. Something like that is sort of conjuring in my mind, right? And then you had the first verse of all of our elaborate plans, the end. Everything that stands, the end. No safety or surprise, the end. I'll never look into your eyes again. So again, I'll never look into your eyes again. He's about to kill this man, kill this person. And he's trying to say, like, isn't it funny? Of all your elaborate plans you had, it's the end that's always certain for you. Great writing, man. I can tell this dude was in film school. I remember people were telling me that. Because this cinematic way of writing is just, it's unmatched. Back it up again. Oh. Those drums. Ray Manzarek.
Lost in a romance, wilderness of pain, and all the children are insane. All the children are insane, waiting for the summer rain. Yeah.
The ever-present keys.
There's danger on the edge of town. Ride the King's Highway, baby.
Hypnotic, man. It's so hypnotic.
Weird scenes inside the gold mine. Ride the highway west, baby. Ride the snake. Ride the snake to the lake, the ancient lake, baby. The snake is long, 7 miles. Ride the snake.
Okay, I'm going to pause this verse here. Now, this again seems to be another sort of trope or repeating thing that the Doors have in their music, is sections in their music, which is almost improv, made up on the spot, even lyrically for them. They obviously have this jam improv style of music, but Morrison seems to almost always go off into some crazy directions. He's kind of doing the same thing here. But if you ask me about the imagery he's conjuring here, there's danger on the edge of town. We had seen, I mean, about this snake thing that he's talking about, in a lot of cultures, even in like Central American cultures, like in the Mayans and Aztecs, in Egyptian ancient culture, the snake always represents some sort of highway in your journey. As you die, you enter into the firmaments, into the stars, and your soul passes through this crazy place. And it takes the form of a snake, or you ride a snake in a lot of them. So that particular animal he's choosing is perhaps on purpose to represent this idea. But again, who is he playing here? I'm not too sure, which is an interesting part about his writing. You're not always sure. Is he an anti-hero? Is he just a straight bad man? Is he the voice of God? I don't really know, but this is a crazy song. Back it up.
Ride the snake. He's old and his skin is cold. The West is the best. The West is the best. Get here and we'll do the rest. The blue bus is calling us. The blue bus is calling us. Driver, where you taking us?
Again, all the imagery to me is speaking to what happens once you die. The driver is calling us. I think what his meaning is like, well, you've got a knock at the door now. The Reaper's here. Your life is about to end. Where will you go next? The West is best is a thing he's repeating. Is as if your soul is going to head west next, perhaps into some other body, some other reincarnation. Which I think I heard about Morrison as well. He was like driving in a car, and he was in a desert around a graveyard, and I believe he thinks that like the spirit of like some American Indians, Inuit people, I guess it's called nowadays, their souls entered into his body. So he always felt like there was multiple people inside of him. So maybe this is alluding to that fact too, is those other parts of himself speaking at the moment, because he certainly has like a shamanistic kind of character he puts on in a lot of his lyrics and music, his performances, and it really suits him because of that voice too, and this mystical vibe he's got. Maybe he's playing a shaman once again. Who knows? I could totally see it, right? It's like an ancient village, all sort of kneeling and listening in a fire pit to this man, to whoever Jim Morrison is, and whoever the soul of the Inuit who entered him, speaking in front of his village, and giving this crazy tale. All of this stuff kind of works. Back it up.
Where you taking us?
Always Ray Manzarek in the back.
The killer awoke before dawn. He put his boots on. He took a face from the ancient gallery and he walked on down the hall. He went into the room where his sister lived, and
Okay.
then he paid a visit to his brother, and then he walked on down the hall, and he came to a door, and he looked inside.
Where are we going?
Father, yes, son, I want to kill you.
Freud would have a field day with this. Okay, I'm gonna back that up and go again. But that tale that he just told is like we took like a weird tangent, right? And then he went into this almost fever dream all of a sudden, like he just snapped into something else and told this story about this guy, this killer. I guess it's Jim, right? Walking through his halls. He had perhaps a sticky relationship with his father, who was like a military man. And then he goes up to his mother's room. This is some Oedipus complex stuff, right? And then he goes into climax almost. That was a crazy little moment there, man. Some Freudian stuff there. All right, let's back it up and go again. I want to hear that last little section. No rules here. The music erupted as well. I love how they're following with whatever Jim is doing. When he erupts, they erupt. When he simmers, they simmer.
Come on, baby, take a chance with us. Come on, baby, take a chance with us. Come on, baby, take a chance with us and meet me at the back of the blue bus. Do not blue rock on the blue bus. Do not. Come on, yeah.
Those explosions of ecstasy he has. Come on, baby. Oh my lord. Okay. This is a very, very unique experience, man. I've not heard many bands be able to be this free in a song. I mean, this is a recorded studio track. It sounds totally like they made it there on that second, and they just followed their intuitions as they went along. Because this story just took a whole different turn, right? How many different perspectives were there? Perhaps this is a killer, a psychopath. You have Jim in there, Jim's story. At one moment, I thought this could be perhaps the voice or the story, the first-hand perspective of the Grim Reaper, of our elaborate plans, the end of everything that stands. Will you picture what will be so limitless and free? He's like telling the person he's about to take his life, the life of, that it's going to be okay. This is my job, and this is what I always do. I come from a lost Roman wilderness of pain. You know, I think of the Roman Catholic Church in that sense, of the Grim Reaper, right? I thought of a shaman in a fire pit in front of his village. And then at the end, you have this like Oedipus story of like maybe a flashback from his childhood where he's like wanting to kill his father and like have sex with his mother, and he goes into this like ecstasy rant where he's like the drugs he's taken or psychedelics have kicked in and he's gone on a trip. That's what the door thing is. This is a mental track, man. This is unbelievable. When I say mental, I mean like incredible. I'll take it back once again. Last little bit.
This is the end, beautiful friend.
Sick lick. It comes back again.
This is the end, my only friend. The end. It hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me. The end of laughter and soft lies. The end of nights we try to die.
That tambourine again. Wow.
This is the end.
Dude, I just listened to a movie. That was incredible. Okay, let's kind of go over what happened, right? And then it kind of tailed off in the end again. So all of it fits. The tambourines and the mood and the atmosphere. For me, the best picture that works with that is the shaman. The shaman in front of the village with children and all the village people, the elders and everything around him. And he's telling this crazy tale, or this psychedelic tale, and it works completely because there's hints of psychedelic lines throughout. Drugs being taken. Join the bus is at the door, right? This is like the ancient powers of the ayahuasca perhaps taking place in him. Then the idea of the psychopath killer works too, right? The guy standing over his victim telling him like, this is going to be your end, all your elaborate plans, and this is how it all ends for you. And then he goes into this crazy bit of remorse, or like a flashback he has where he thinks of his father and wants to kill his dad, wants to have sex with his mom. That's where Morrison comes in. You also have the Grim Reaper perspective. Perhaps it's the Grim Reaper being nice and consoling whoever his life is about to take from him, and telling him at the end, this is the end, my only friend. This is the only thing I've been put on earth to do this same thing, and it's terrible. I hate it. I mean, what an insanely brilliant track. It hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me. Interesting. The end of laughter and soft lies. The end of nights we tried to die because this is the end. Wow. I mean, the most kind of crazy part that like had me off my, senses was that bit where he went into this scene here. The killer awoke before dawn, and then he goes into this bit about his mother and his father. He's walking through the hallways. He goes to his dad. I spoke about his weird relationship with his father. His father was a military man, and here's Jim being this artist. It's probably a very tumultuous relationship. And then the mental bit was when he went into this like ecstatic climax, orgasmic climax, when his mother comes in the picture. Mother, I want to. And then he goes, come on, baby. Take a chance. Oh, dude, this was insane. I've not heard a song like this before. I've been blown away a couple of times on this channel by tracks. This is definitely one of them. I think of like 46 and 2 by Tool. I think of like When the Levee Breaks, No Quarter, Led Zeppelin. Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd. It's happened a couple of times. Perhaps Gimme Shelter. This is right up there with them, man. A very, very unique band. Cinematic, vivid imagery. I can't wait to get into more Doors. I think what I'll do is do a album run of the Doors very soon. So I guess you guys can look forward to that. Brilliant track, man. 10 thumbs up.